too much, and it can be very off-putting. Feels good, bad, exposed to 40 to 50 below the seriously. Okay. I love cooking, dude. It's my passion. I've even got my one Adrian's Zumbo's recipe books. I got it signed by the guy himself. Awesome. I don't think I've never really heard of that guy. Where's Adriano's Zumbo from? People tell me this, like they're like, "Oh, I love this chef. He's amazing," and I'm like, I don't know who he is. I'm really sorry. Sometimes I'm not very familiar with names. Maybe it's because I'm British. I haven't heard of it. That's probably why. Yeah, either way. Sometimes I don't even hear it. Some certain British chefs that people tell me about. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll go check him out then. But that's fantastic. Yeah, it's really good. And, I think it's important to be, passionate about food and get food involved with your lifestyle for sure. It's definitely interesting. And I think it's important to spend time with the family as well, having decent quality food. It is very, very important, So I think that's a kind of important time, and I think a lot of people nowadays are either too busy to sit down and with their families and have food, and they either just end up watching TV or something very quietly instead of talking and such. So I think it's really important to have good food and sit down and talk with your family and such. So maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my kind of morals, so to speak. I mean, don't get me wrong, I sit down on my own sometimes and I need to, or the family's not about, do you know what I mean? But I think it's really important to have a bit of family time, so to speak. He's an Australian pastry chef. Oh, okay. That's probably why I haven't heard of him. So. Guess who's popping in while at lunch? How's it going, Volpine? How are you? Hope you are doing well. How are things? Right, so I'm going to get a few more trays out because I'm going to do a few different elaborations of this. So let's have a look. So I'm going to have another tray here as well. So I'm going to cook a few of these off. I'm going to get my board back in a second because I want to cut a certain one in a minute and doing a few different shapes and sizes and such. But yeah, I'll sort that out in a second. I don't think I'm going to roll all of this dough out. Sorry, guys. I'm going to use most of it, but I might use some for later on, but we'll see. I'm going to cut a few bits off now and have a fair bit of wholemeal crisps here for later. Yeah, cooking only happens over the weekend or weekdays. Might make whatever just to eat. Yeah, I think sometimes people can get very, very busy indeed. Especially like during the weekdays, maybe they've got work on the go or looking after kids and so on and so forth. So it can get busy and people can get a little bit, might be a little bit difficult for themselves. So either way, it's all good. It's just trying to find time to actually make honest, decent food. And I get it. I get the gripe, and some people are like, I just don't have time. It's just about finding time and making time, and maybe just organising yourself, preparing for certain dishes ahead of time. Maybe get things ready in the morning for you to do in the evening. Do you know what I mean? It's not hard. It's just planning and preparation at the end of the day and making that effort. Pretty well, actually. Glad to finally see the stream. No, it's lovely to have you here, my friend. And I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. And thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate it. I'm currently working on a dessert recipe, and I hope to have a prototype of it made soon. Awesome. What kind of dessert then are you kind of working on then? So, what we're going to do, roll this next part out, and I'm going to start rolling those beautiful shapes. My other, well, I'm going to say other dish, but I'm going to do a rustic, and I'm also going to do a nice fancy plate up as well. So, you get the best of both worlds. So I like to do both, because I know some of you guys will probably prefer the fancy one, some of you guys would prefer the rustic one, whichever. It's all good. Whee! He's on a roll. Quite literally. So we're going to roll this out as thin as we can. So watch your fingers, guys. Also, guys, we got our I'm going to mention we got our Thanksgiving coming up on the 23rd of November, which I'm going to be doing a chicken dinner instead of turkey. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And we're going to do some beautiful sides. We're going to do some all sorts of different condiments to go with it as well. And we're going to do a nice little cheeky dessert, which we're going to do blueberry and apple cobbler, which you guys, I know you wanted to have it on community weekend, but I said to you guys I'm going to do it for Thanksgiving so you guys can see it then. Agree with you, Chef. Eating meals together has a potential to strengthen bonds, both in the families and if you're in a relationship as well. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. I think, you know, one of the most vital things and one of the most important things, right, in this day and age is talking to one another. If you don't talk, you're not going to get anywhere in life. I think a lot of people have got their heads stuck into iPads, iPhones, and or watching TV while they're eating their dinner, or you know, whichever it is. Don't get me wrong, I do it now and again, and do you know what I mean? Sometimes if I'm really busy and I just want to quickly eat and stuff, but you still got to have like time. If it was my own family, right, and I had my own kids and such, I would sit down at the table and, you know, discuss and talk. How was your day? You know, what we've been up to. Do you know what I mean? I think it's really important, especially with relationships and stuff. You've got to talk. If you don't talk, then it's not gonna work. It really isn't. I think talking is like one of the most vital things, and I think sometimes a lot of people struggle with talking. I used to struggle really bad with talking. I didn't used to say much when I was younger. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and believe you me, I used to find it very difficult and very hard. So I do get it, and I used to be in that kind of similar situation, so to speak. But yeah, I think, you know, talking is like very vital to have in relationships and families and things. You've got to talk at the end of the day. You have to make things work and to build bonds, so to speak. Variation of mousses, not a chocolate one though. Chocolate is included in the recipe. Awesome. If you are not on my Discord windows, feel free to join Discord. If you do !Discord, the link will come up. And feel free to post any pictures of any foods that you make. Honestly, I'd love to see it. Right, so where are we? So I'll put that in chat for you now. If anyone hasn't joined Discord as well, please feel free to join it. You don't have to be subbed. Anyone can join. I got my first chicken dinner in PUBG the other day. Awesome. I haven't played that game for quite some time, but it is fun. It's a fun game. That's my Thanksgiving too. Awesome, you having chicken dinner then, instead of turkey. You can sprinkle some black cumin seeds on the dough if you have some. That generally added here. Oh, really? Okay. That's interesting. I always watch Chef when eating. I'm home alone. Try and keep you guys entertained for sure. Orange and chocolate is like the best thing ever. I like perfect puzzle piece that fits together. Yeah, there's some really great combinations of flavors that really do work. They really do. Eat in my room and watch Netflix. Yeah, people just seem to, you know, go in their own kind of worlds and things, and, you know, I think it is important. You know, don't get me wrong, even I do it sometimes, and I think I shouldn't, you know. Yeah, of course, you can eat dinner alone too, but at least eat dinner together once a week, I think, Chef. Yeah, at least, you know, if life is busy, at least try and get in, like, you know, as much as you can. Maybe I've got different kind of morals, I guess, more. I really, you know, think it's really important to have those kind of things. Wait, not black cumin, black nigella seeds. Oh, okay, well, either would work. Okay, I agree. If you're going to have people over, try and talk more instead of being on the phone. Exactly. You know, having your phones out in like restaurants and things, I think it's, you know, it is rude, isn't it, really, to be honest with you. You're there to talk to somebody, enjoy a meal. That's the most important thing. Chef, I'm very awkward when it comes to social encounters, but then again, when I get to know somebody and to get up close, then I can't stop talking. Yeah, I think, you know, it's just having the confidence to kind of, you know, talk to somebody, and I guess, you know, it's just feeling comfortable in your own skin and kind of, you know, accepting that. Windows, thank you so much for that follow. Appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Thank you so much for that follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to give my knife a little bit of a sharpen. So I know I'm doing this towards myself. When you guys are doing it, I do it away from yourself. So it's just my bad habits, unfortunately. So my closest friend have to literally ask me to shut up. Go from one extreme to the next, right? Appreciate that follow, Windows. Thank you so much. Right, so what I'm going to do is pop that back down in my knife roll. And so grab a bit of tissue. Whenever you're sharpening with a steel as well, just make sure you give it a wipe. Reason for it. Don't really want that going on the dough. You don't want that going in your food. So just make sure you wipe it before you start cutting with it. So just pop that in front of me there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make some different elaborations of things. I think some of my community might know what I'm going to be making in a second. They've seen me make this a few times before. They know what's coming. Maybe they don't. Who knows? So that'll do. I'll cut the rest out as discs. So can't sharpen my knives away from me, chef. It's just takes practice, and you know, obviously, you know, you just kind of like take your time with it. Don't go too crazy as such. So, but yeah, just be very safe. Be very careful. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it is important to kind of take those kind of necessary what's it called? Safe practices. Sorry, I'm going to get there in the end. So, Wolfie, how's it going? Snails, certainly is, Tuxie. Cheeky little snails. Chef and his snails, eh? So, what we're going to do... There he goes. Right, let's get him onto the tray before he falls over. Beautiful. Oh, I made a bomb Alaska, and I have a photo. I'm going to post it on Discord. Awesome, yeah. Pop it into the community foods, and look forward to seeing that later on after I finish stream. So appreciate you posting in there as well, Windows. My father used a sharp knife when I lived back at home. It looked pretty cool. Oh, you mean a knife sharpener, is it, or a steel? How is Wolfie doing this morning? Are you doing well? It's lovely to see you. Chef, I have tried it away from me, but I just can't. It's impossible. Oh, really? I mean, as long as you're safe with it, I suggest. If you're comfortable doing it towards you, but just please take your time and, you know, just be very safe with it. So whatever you're kind of comfortable with, I guess. It's not really safe practice, is it, doing it towards yourself? Because you slip and you cut yourself, you pretty much had it, haven't you, really? So, whereas you're cutting it away from yourself, not in front of anyone. If you do slip, you're not going into anything, are you? So, it is better to do it away. I'm actually letting the Ramsey ultra fast sharpening. Looks impressive. It's not all about speed, my personal opinion. It's about just making sure you do a good job on the knife as such. So, yeah, definitely for sure. Cheeky little snails. It scares folks though. Yeah. I mean, I could go fast, but you know, you got a risk of slip.